Bridget, if I had anything to say about your mother, I would say it.
What I want you to know is that the things that you think you can't say, you can.
Honey, I just don't know what they'd be.
Okay. Look, there's two things that I really want you to understand.
Okay.
First of all, I don't think that you would ever do anything like cheat on me. I completely trust you. I know you would never do anything behind my back or lie to me. It's just not in your nature. So I'll never make that accusation again.
Thank you.
And secondly, I know this can't possibly be easy for you because the feelings you had for my mom were real and they just don't go away overnight. I guess I used to think that the love you had for me had to replace all the feelings and all the love that you ever had for my mom or anyone else that you ever loved. And I just don't think that's the way that love works. I get that now. I think it comes more individually wrapped so that the love you give to someone, they get to keep. It's just theirs. I know that we're gonna get to have the family in the future that we've planned. I know that with all my heart, and I love you. And I want to share everything with you, even the hard things.
You know, Bridget, this is a very strange situation. And your mother's always going to be a part of our lives.
Yeah, well, if that's true.
And I don't think I'm ever really going to be able to look at her as a mother-in-law. You know that, too.
I know. I don't expect you to have to do that.
Okay.
Come on in, Mom.
Sorry. I hope I'm not interrupting.
No. We ate and we're fine. I mean, what's wrong? Are you okay?
Yeah, just... Stephanie showed up at my house.
Was it about Taylor? Nick told me what you walked in on.
Yes. She warned me to stay away from Ridge. And she told me not to tell him anything about Hector. At least that's what I thought she meant. I mean, if all they did was just kiss, then...
All?
Well, I know, but I'm sure they will work through that. If that's all they did.
Taylor, I mean, Mom, do you honestly believe that she's just been...
So I think that she's been fooling around behind Ridge's back? No. At least I didn't. But it seems like Stephanie thinks so.
What, she said that?
No, but it's the only thing that seems to make any sense. She believes that their marriage is falling apart. So she doesn't want me anywhere near Ridge.
You know what? If you don't mind, I'm going to leave the gossiping to you, too.
No, honey, stay. Look, when I think of all of the names that Stephanie's called you over the years, it just makes me so angry to think that she's covering up for Taylor.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is no big secret affair. She probably just needed a punching bag.
Well, if I think about it, that marriage has been in trouble from the very beginning. I have all sorts of respect for Taylor, but when she found out that Stephanie's heart attack was an act, she should have backed down from those deathbed wedding vows.
I certainly can't hold her responsible for Stephanie's lies.
Oh, Mom, come on. I mean, look, if someone robs a bank and they give you the cash and then you turn around and arrest them or help arrest them for robbing the bank, but you keep the cash, I don't think so. That doesn't make any sense, and that's exactly what Taylor did. You've been robbed.
So were your kids?
Yeah, and if they could get their father back... I mean, if things are as bad in that house as Stephanie thinks they are, then there could be another chance for you and Ridge.
Here you go, sweetheart. Here's some warm milk and honey.
Mom? Oh, perfect.
Is there anything else I can get you?
Oh, just a crystal ball, maybe.
What would you do with that?
Peer into it and see what's going on over at Ridge and Taylor's.
To see if Taylor's telling Ridge about kissing Hector.
And what Ridge's reaction is.
Well, I can pretty much guarantee how the dressmaker's gonna react.
Especially if there's more to it than just a kiss, which I picked up from Stephanie earlier.
What are you talking about, an affair? St. Taylor and the heroic fireman?
I know. It's really hard to believe.
But if it's not an affair, then what is it? Mom, maybe you should just call over there and check on Ridge.
Maybe you ought to just stay out of it and not get sucked back into his life.
Mom and Ridge are always going to be a part of each other's lives, sweetheart.
Well, they have a son together. That doesn't mean... You don't need me telling you how to live your life.
Well, you're not, honey. You just care about her and you want what's best for her, just like I do.
And you think that that's Forrester.
Well, like I said, I don't want anything to happen to that marriage, but if something should... I mean, Mom, you and Ridge have such an amazing history together. And it was a pretty intense love story. If you had the chance to get that back, I don't see why you wouldn't take it.
Sweetheart.
Oh, I know, Mom. I know there's a lot of water under that bridge, and no marriage is perfect. And you don't wish any more harm on Ridge and Taylor's marriage than I do, but I also know you. I know you're a strong woman that loves her career and loves being a mom to RJ and Hope. But it's stressful being a single parent, and if you could raise RJ with Ridge, I don't see why you...
Bridget, I really think your mother's managing fine.
I know she is, but I also know what it's like to grow up without a father in the house. RJ's still so young. If Ridge could be around, I just think that... I'm sorry, I just want every wonderful thing for RJ and Hope, but most especially for you, Mom.
She's getting pretty good at that, isn't she?
Yeah.
Just can't quite figure out what it is.
I don't know. It's pretty, though. So is Bridget...
Gone. Asleep. Out.
Oh. Not only is she eating for two...
She wanted to apologize, too, because she kind of loves the gossip. She just couldn't keep her eyes open.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of gossip around when it comes to the Forrester clan.
So, Ridge and Taylor. Do you think they'll split up?
Well, if you're asking me what I feel about that...
I'm not. You know, it's none of my business. Forget I asked.
It's none of mine either. Stephanie so pointedly reminded me.
Was she pretty rough on you?
She's running scared. Now that her protege of perfection has fallen off of her pedestal, she's envisioning all sorts of crazy scenarios. With me, once again, as the seductress in waiting for her precious little Ridge. You know, enough about that. I really don't want to talk about that.
Good.
I'd much rather talk about you and what a wonderful job you're doing with Bridget. How you're taking care of her. She's really at peace, content. You're truly an amazing man, Nick Maroney. Well, I guess I better get going.
Hey, listen, thanks for coming by. I know it meant a lot to Bridget. Meant a lot to me, too.
Good night, Nick.
Oh, Brooke, hang on a second. Forgot this. Look, I probably don't have any right to say this, but I'm gonna say it. If Forrester and his wife don't patch things up...
They will.
No, if they don't... I know he's a father to RJ, and I know the history that you two have had, but... You know, it just feels so wrong. If you were to go back to him after what he's put you through...
Nick, it's okay. I understand. All right, well, good night again. I really do appreciate everything that you're doing